All right, in this demo, let's spend a little bit of time with DNS and DHCP from a server configuration standpoint. I'm on a Windows Server 2022 machine, and I apologize for the low resolution. It's really difficult to magnify resolution of ancient Microsoft Management Console windows like we have here. Again, Windows Server is showing its age for sure. Let me get you started here. Let's take a look at our DNS zone over on the left here. I've got my server, and if we take a look at its properties, let's see here. We've got the IP address, both IPv6 and IPv4 that this machine is listening on, and note I can turn on or turn off that listener. Forwarding is important. You've got the ability to use your root servers enabled by default. So if somebody's looking for a public like Microsoft.com or Pluralsight.com, I'm not going to be able to authoritatively answer that at all. So we can use root, and you can get to your root hints over here. These are the world's root servers, and these are anycast addresses. It goes into details that we don't need. Forwarding is really interesting because you can selectively forward. So again, that's just a little idea on servers. The actual zones themselves, again, they can be forward with A and quad A and so on. You can also optionally create a reverse lookup zone that starts with IP addresses and goes to names rather than the traditional forward resolution name to IP address. Now, because this is an Active Directory domain controller, AD uses DNS as its native name resolution status. And if you're going further, I had made a mention that with Active Directory in Windows, you can store your DNS zone directly in AD. And so we can see domain DNS and forest DNS. Those are going to be specific to Windows. In the open source world, we've had bind forever is the most, I was going to say basic, I wouldn't call it basic, but definitely the canonical name server over the years. If I take a look into my TimW zone, I can see I've got a host record for my domain controller. Its host name, just its short name, is DC1. Its fully qualified domain name, or FQDN, that's going to be hostname plus domain, is dc1.timw.info. And it has an IPv4 address in the RFC 1918 space, which means it's one of the well-known private non-internet routable ranges. Exactly. And notice as a convenience that if I were to administratively change the IP mapping for this host, I can allow Windows the task that's kind of cumbersome and annoying to work with reverse zones. So it's nice that we've got that convenience baked in. And that's, again, just as a feature of Windows Server DNS in particular. All right?